Right lads, welcome back to the Guinness Guru show. I feel like every time you listen to any podcast ever, they say, very special guest today. But this for me is a very, very special guest. A hell of a long time coming. And I tell you, this lad is one funny bastard, not just online, but very much in person. My guest this week is Mr. Owen Colgan. Everyone will know him from Hardy Books fame, all of his comedy sketches online. He's got a fair decent following on the social media. So yeah, he was in Dublin all the way from the west of Ireland. He was doing a gig in Dunleary, so we went to my favourite pub around that area, the Breffni Lounge in Blackrock, and the pints were, as the kids say with the emoji, chef's kiss. So without further ado to you. Let's see, can Owen Colgan pour himself a pint? A little side note lads, the Guru Christmas jumpers are available now. There's a link in the description.
Just like a nice comforting thing if you don't want to go to the pub and you see a lad drinking. You kind of feel like you're there a bit, you know?
Go to the pub, have a pint for yourself and stick me on. Right, we're heading behind here.
Oh yeah, do you want me to go in behind you?
Yeah,
behind you?
Behind me, yeah.
I don't think we ever met before, did we?
No, we did the one, squeeze in here. Alright boss.
How are you, Dan?
I'm fine, you
sure. That's bad, thanks.
We did the one podcast last year.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
On the Zoom. How you stand that side, I'm fucking gigantic here.
Yeah.
Ready?
Good, yeah, let's go, yeah. Let's do it. Will we start off with a kiss or something?
Yeah. Well, you were kissing those boys over there.
I know.
Fucking man, the people here. Huh? Fucking hell, trying to get a video done here, but sure. The man of the people. Huh? Cheers. How much you charge for that?
£5 a go. It's my go-to move.
I wonder the funny thing is, Kat said, would he get recognised a lot? And I was kind of like, obviously you get recognised a lot, and I was trying to think around here, I was like, I don't know. And then I fucking see over there.
It's random.
Riding those. It is very random.
I'd say you're getting a lot now, yeah?
You could go weeks without anything, and then you could have like 10 people in a day.
Well, I'm living in Mayo, like it's very quiet, like so.
Yeah. And even if they see it, probably like, that's that fella.
That's the lad I seen in Tesco last week.
The fella from Dividios.
Exactly, yeah. So
it's just like when me and sorry boss, we won't be long. When me and Cowboy were filming around Swinford.
Oh yeah.
As obviously everyone knows where Hardy Books was filmed. People like usually if you're filming Dublin, people get out your way and all.
Oh yeah. Swinford, they want to be
right,
like,
is the video there? You're like, yeah, camera's right there.
Yeah, that's how we got half the cast and crew into Hardy Books. They were just like walking past it and they're like, do you mind if I'm in? Can I be in this?
Yeah, and some of the pub scenes would be a full pub.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They're not actors, like they're proper pint drinkers.
Yeah, I was like, they're definitely not all getting paid. Right.
So we're pulling pints.
We'll pull a pint. Have you ever poured a pint before?
I have. I used to work in a bar years ago in Galway. But
how many years ago?
You're talking 15 years anyway.
Right.
So I'm very wobbly.
So the Guinness game is probably...
It's a bit weak, but I'll pull up the sleeves.
I was going to say changed a little bit, but yeah, pull up the sleeves.
Right.
I'll let you go first. A couple of glasses there, you pick your poison. I won't affect yours.
I heard the other day that if you drink it out of a straight glass, you drink slower. But
what do you mean a straight glass?
It's like if it's a straight down glass, you drink slower, but
yeah.
because it's like this, it's hard for the eye to know how much is in it, so you drink quicker.
Because like when you think there's half left, there's actually probably only about 2/3.
That's where they catch you.
That's where they catch you. And then it's like,
cute.
stick on another one.
They're cute.
Do you want to just come in close, Cat, on the point there? Let's see the techers. All right, he's good. Straight down.
Keep that hand free.
Keep the hand free. Angle
this
is
could
good.
be completely wrong now, but this is what
I don't even think there's a wrong and a right at this stage. Every person I've had on has done it totally different.
Have they?
Yeah.
I wanted to nearly go the full way just to piss people off. But.
Yeah, imagine. And you just pretending nothing was wrong.
That's the way I do it.
And what? And then you start necking it.
Oh, I love drinking Guinness before it settles. Just to see what people's reaction
is. That'd be, honestly, like, if there was one way for me to piss off, like, the internet, it would just be, well, let's hear how to pour a pint, just pour it and just neck it.
Yeah,
right, I'll go straight in so we can compare. I would have said it's a little high, but not, I mean, that's how you pour it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a lot of experienced barmen would nearly pour it all the way to the top, and then they just kind of top it off, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But they would say to the harp, but again.
Oh, to the harp, is it? To the top of the harp?
That's kind of like.
Or bottom of the harp, okay.
Bottom of the harp, you know.
Gotcha, okay, so I've gone too much there.
What they would kind of say.
I'll have to pull another one then.
You will, yeah.
And I have to drink both.
And you have a show in Dunleary tonight?
I have a show in Dunleary tonight,
down the road. That's why we're in, I don't know if I can explain, that's why we're in fucking Blackrock of all places. And what's the crack of the show?
just an hour of me talking absolute rubbish on stage. So hopefully it goes well. But I'm a bit nervous. But it's
I was gonna say, like, what's the crack with the shows? Like, is it purely just you, no guests, no nothing? Do you have any help? Like, is there like
what I do is I have a projector behind me.
Right. So and you just like
it's like a PowerPoint presentation, and I've got a clicker pen. I don't know, should I be looking at the camera or you saying this? But I've got a clicker pen, and
not even there.
I start clicking it if I ever get stuck. I'm like, anyways, on to the next thing, Putin, and then I'll just jump on to the next topic.
Putin written. So at least you're not, because I never know how lads can stand up there for an hour and just memorise the script. It's hard so at least you can kind of go. And you're just kind of looking back and
that's my crush.
On about
that. Exactly. That's what I use, you know. But I mean, like the top dudes, they just talk for an hour.
Yeah.
But for me, it doesn't suit my personality to talk for an hour because I can't learn off 1 hour of material.
Yeah, and so, it's just general. There's no specific thing.
Nah, it's just it ranges from real stories to fake stories to shy talk about world politics that I don't know anything about. And it's just a few drinks in between. And the main thing is that people are having a bit of a laugh because. Like there's enough serious stuff in the world. Like.
Yeah, and I'd say you're trying to get that mix between. We'll get you to go in a second. But I'd say you're trying to get that mix between people having a laugh and being somewhat sauced.
Yeah,
but not out of their heads.
Yeah,
just shouting fucking silly stuff.
It's a line you're trying to run for like an hour. So like
you don't have a whole lot of control over that either.
No, I don't.
Like you're behind the bar.
And if I'm drinking on stage, that's encouraging them as well. Like,
you're drinking and you're like, stop being so rowdy.
Exactly.
It's their night out.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like
right,
there's been times where like the crowd have been more rowdy than me, and I'm like, the bouncers are like, you have to go out, and I'm like, well, sure, I'm drinking on stage as well, so I can't really throw them out.
Right, so he's gone forward.
Do you
have that handle very low? I love that.
Do you have to go forward? No.
You do what you want, Owen. That's the thing.
That seems like she's just tipping over the edge there.
Good damage on that now.
Not bad now.
I don't think it's your fault. A couple of bubbles. I'd say that's because they're probably using the other tap more.
Okay.
Today.
Why do the bubbles come?
Apparently they just kind of build up if the tap goes unused for kind of even minutes or hours.
Okay.
People watching that going, that's total nonsense. But sure. Yeah, so see what he grabbed it there. That's a real barman thing you'd see because it's pure confidence. Do you know what I mean? You went down there, whereas I'd be like this. Please be good. You know, there's no novelty in it for you. You're like, fucking, I know what I'm at.
Yeah.
That's good. I
like the.
I've learned to go conservative. Yours is far better than mine, but I've spilled a few in the channel, and it's just too embarrassing. Pretty good.
Now, how many pints of Guinness would you have in a week?
700. that's the quota, at least.
Okay, that's not too bad.
No, I'd have. We'll bring these over in a sec.
Yeah.
But I'd have. Yeah, people always think like, you must be drinking like 50, 60, I don't know how many pints, like. But I'd probably do one of these videos maybe. These are great because you only have the one. Or 20. But you have the one, and then I do the ones where I go around to different towns.
Okay.
Probably only once every 2 or 3 weeks.
Right.
You'd have 4 or 5 doing that.
Okay.
And then maybe every 2 or 3 weekends go down to the pub with the lads and have a few, but I'd never have more than like 6 or 7 really.
Do you get lads like dropping you over pints going, what you make of the dummage in that yoke?
Just randomly, like?
Yeah.
The odd time.
Just turn the Guinness glass around.
I'm not fucking working for them.
Yeah.
Oh, they're not sponsored yet, no?
That's tad. And one more fucking stupid one we fucking... Lads, before me and Owen dive into these sensual looking pints, a quick word from our sponsor, helping to keep the channel alive. This episode is sponsored by Suns. If you're a baldy bollocks like myself, 1 in 5 men start to lose their hair in their 20s. And if, like me, you've looked up hair loss clinics, all that sort of shit, you'll know they cost an absolute fortune. And that's where the lads at Suns come in to save your bacon, save your fucking hair, you can. Suns are a men's healthcare brand that offer clinically proven, licensed hair loss treatments for less than the price of a pint a day. Their most comprehensive treatment plan is effective in 9.4 out of 10 men. I believe that's a better score than the Gravediggers. They offer a combination of 4 products in a tailored plan suited to your needs, your baldy needs, because you're bald. Complete a woman online consultation. They'll tailor the plan to you, and it's all delivered discreetly to your door. If you want to get 40% off your first order, go to suns.ie or suns.co.uk if you're in the UK. And use the code PINTS40 to get 40% off your first order. Shout out Suns for sponsoring the video.
Yeah, it looks nice though. It is.
Sláinte, fella.
Sláinte.
Long time coming.
Thanks for having me.
Long time coming, you're welcome.
Oh, it's lovely. That's nice. I do like the way the cream hits the top lip and then this other stuff hits the bottom lip.
Yeah.
And
I've never heard anyone describe it like that.
it's coming in at you from double angle, like you're kind of getting double penetrated by the Guinness. Can I say that?
You can say whatever you want. I used to this. I'm going to start using that. But
Okay.
I used to use a much more normal reference.
Okay, right, yeah,
No,
yeah.
as in the reference I used to use was the latte effect.
Oh, yeah.
And I always say, a really good pint. This is the shy talk I've learned from myself now. I know a really good point because you have the black liquid has to fight its way through the cream.
Okay.
To get down the gullet. Do you know what I mean?
That's much more poetic than the way I put it anyway.
Double penetration is good as well, though.
Yeah, but that's, no. So the black...
Different strokes for different strokes.
What did you say
You know what
again?
I mean?
The black...
The black stuff has to fight its way through the cream to
Okay.
get down the gullet.
I'll drink to that.
Yeah. Podcast over. Good luck.
Just get absolutely belubus.
Yeah. But isn't it interesting, right? Just see, like, people always ask me about shtick. Look how perfect yours. You got that big ring there.
Yeah.
And I don't really like
that's the
I
shtick,
can't
is
explain
it?
it.
And
That,
what-
that there, like the rings.
Yeah.
And make sure you keep drinking out of that side.
The ring side.
No, the other side.
Okay, here.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because then you get your Instagram picture after.
Oh, okay.
And you'll know how many gulps you took. Take another gulp there.
Okay.
Another good one now. Oh jeez, that's a big one. This podcast can be short. Look. Another line.
Oh,
That's
yeah?
your first gulp, that's your second gulp, that'll be your third.
Oh, that goes... Okay, right, I gotcha.
And some
It's like
people,
gulp
there's like, I
lines.
think there's a page called like 7 sups or something. And it's like you have 7 rings going
Oh,
down.
yeah.
But then I don't have that.
Why is that? So that is...
I don't know. Like,
There's
is
so
the
many
glass
little
clean?
nuances to the
Is it
Guinness.
like those glasses were sitting beside each other, they're probably in the same dishwasher, same amount of time drying, all that sort of shit. So honestly, it's like just a fucking miracle at this stage.
It's kind of like a tree, the tree has the different lines. It's like, you can tell how old the pint is by the lines.
How old is that pint? About 14 minutes.
About 40 minutes, it's not going to last much longer.
And what-
Cheers.
So I went to all the spots in Swinford.
Oh, yeah.
Is that your hometown?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
So what would you consider any of them a local?
You were in Mellets, weren't you, yourself in Cowboy?
We're in Mellets.
Yeah, so that...
Whites. We're in 5 different places.
I like to mix it up, I like to go into Mellets,
Yeah.
I like to go into Boland's, I like to go into the Gateway Hotel in Swinford, and then sometimes I'll go to Kelchima.
What's that? That sounds familiar.
That's the other town. It's like the
it's
it's
a
like
town.
the Shelbyville of Swinford.
Shelbyville.
It's like the
It's
two
like the
towns.
Ratoath to Ashburn. Everyone has that town.
Exactly, yeah.
No
yeah.
one will get it unless
they're kind of
they're
in
from
competition,
Shelbyville. Stealing our lemons. And what were you at, obviously you go on podcasts all the time, it's always Hardy Books, but what were you at before? I know you started it you're only about 22, 23, weren't you?
Yeah, 23 I think it was.
So what were you at from sort of
just knocking
17,
around
18?
Galway.
Galway.
From 18 to 23, and then like myself and all the boys were kind of like knocking
Living
around.
in Galway?
Yeah.
College or anything, or just working?
Nah, I was trying to get into college, but I could never really stick it.
Yeah.
I did a nutrition course actually. I've sent this to another lad the other day, but
That's surprising there's such thing as a nutrition course.
well,
back
I
in the
wanted to
day.
get into gym instructor. So then I thought, I like food, so maybe I'll just do a nutrition course. And then I realised there was a lot of scientific stuff behind it. So I left it off. But myself and the Boo from Hardy Books were doing that together.
Right.
But anyways, I ended up dropping out halfway through.
Okay.
And then I moved in with Eddie Durkin from Hardy Books.
Yeah.
And then he
Martin
was like,
Maloney.
he brought me, exactly. He brought me down like a different path of life. And we kind of just started going out a lot in Galway, but having the crack all the time. We weren't necessarily going drinking all the time.
Fair enough.
We'd have
Just
a few
mad
pints.
Mad for action,
just,
like.
just mad for being out,
That's respectable that you could have a few pints, but it was just more about just being out and about, like.
Yeah, it was like more like you've been milling around like Spanish Arch or Shop Street or just kind of causing trouble, like.
Yeah. What sort of
In a
trouble?
nice way. Just he had like a big speaker that he'd carry around with him, and he'd play music through it, and he'd gather gangs of lads together,
Yeah, every time anyone talks about Martin, aka Eddie Durkin, he always sounds like the sort of ringleader. Like it's everyone had all these great ideas, but he was the one to be like, "What the fuck?"
He was the one who'd take it it further. He was like the leader of the group, I suppose. And then the rest of us, we'd go along for the piss up,
That's fucking gas.
But it started from there then, and then it just took off. But up to that point, I was just working in shops.
Just shops.
Just like Lifestyle Sports, Smith's Toy Stores, Easton's, all those kind of shops,
That's gas.
Great crack, but I didn't really know what I was at either.
Yeah.
Lifestyle Sports, it was a good job, but I was working in the, what was it called? What you call stuff when it's like off, it's cheaper.
Sales,
the sales zone they call it. I couldn't remember that
that
word.
thing's gone to his head.
That's the bloody camera.
The
sales zone. I was working in the it's not even called the sales zone, but
to the sales zone.
I just want to. So I worked up there and I was in Galway for a few years. And then Hardy Bucks just took off then after that.
Yeah, brilliant.
And we got lucky.
Would you? I don't even think I have to ask. By the way, you're drinking that thing. You are a Guinness drinker?
I don't mean to be
You said
sacrilegious.
just there, but Smithwick's.
I didn't want to say it, yeah, but I love Guinness. I do love
Yeah.
I love the taste of it. But Smithwick's, I don't know, it reminds me of the 90s or something.
Fair enough. I've always said like I love a Smithwick's after. Do you know what? I love if I'm going on like a day session in the sun. I only did it during the summer for the first time, and I got a heap of cans of Smithwick's.
Yeah.
And just straight out.
Oh, cans of Smithwick's, okay.
Oh, it was lovely.
Yeah, I
Absolutely
haven't had many cans in my life now.
Because I find if I try to drink cans of Guinness again, you're in the sun and you have to drink them so quick and they go to shite. And then I just find ever since because I'm just drinking so much Guinness now, I try to drink Heineken and I'm literally
You don't like it, no?
burping like fucking. I just find Smithwick's is that good little sort of in between, like a.
Yeah, it's kind of like a bit softer.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah, definitely.
But I would love, like, say, if I was behaving myself, say I have a Sunday, I met one of the lads, 2, 3, 4 pints of Guinness, and a Smithwick's, and
gone. Would you have a little chaser with it? No.
No, I've never been one to do that.
No,
I
me
never
neither.
really. No, I never understood it, but it just feels like, would you not just be fucked? Like, explain to me that. Like, what? Like, do you come from the fucking country pubs? Like, is that a thing? They just rock. Like, when you were working, would it be like Guinness and a fucking whiskey? Like,
I don't really remember, but then I noticed my father was doing it like the last few years, and I'm like, I think I might have seen it somewhere. But if my outlet goes into a pub, he'll get a whiskey just with the first pint.
Just with the first pint.
Yeah, and you can just see him, and he kind of goes. He's like, oh, and you can kind of feel it's almost like he's setting himself up. Do you know what I mean? Or he's like trying to clear out the palate or something.
Oh, I couldn't have a first, Jesus Christ.
It's nice though. But once you get used to it, though, it's kind of because it gives you that kick, you know.
Of course, yeah.
Because we're all, you drink to have a bit of a kick.
Yeah.
But then when you have the whiskey with it, you're like, oh fuck it kind of gives you that bit of a punch, kind of livens you up a bit, you know.
Slogging away in the pints wouldn't give you much of a punch.
Yeah, you want to change up
the
track, you know.
It's the same as like being in a nightclub with everyone shots.
Exactly, yeah, that's it. You
it's
see,
just the same equivalent.
But they don't take the piss out of it either. You wouldn't have one with every drink, like.
But that's what, because apparently there's some people who do. And first of all, you'd be locked because it's 2 drinks every time. Second
no, I couldn't do that.
You want a few bob.
Yeah.
Like you're telling what?
10 around anyway.
At least.
Yeah.
Like, imagine in Dublin.
Fuck.
Like a Guinness and a whiskey.
How much is a Guinness up in Dublin?
Most you'd pay temper bar. I think it's at around 7.
That's getting steep, like.
I know.
It's getting a bit cheeky.
And Guinness is the cheapest one. The fucking.
Oh jeez, that's.
The beer Moretti and all them. Even though I like the beer Moretti, I think it could be £8.
Yeah, you know what? I'm starting to second guess that Moretti as well.
Are you?
I was drinking it the other day and I was like, this is just a bit like copied version of Smithwick's, you know? It's kind of like a vanilla taste to it. It is nice, but I think it's the advertising that did it.
I find it too heavy's not the right word, but it's a bit fucking
gassy or
overpowering or gassy or something. Like it's not. I'd have a couple of them, but I wouldn't have a lot of fucking horse race in the background. Great bit of background.
The Guinness is like a nice meal or putting on a fire.
Yeah.
Something cozy about the Guinness. It kind of reminds you of.
Yeah.
It reminds you of home by
sitting in the corner. But so what would you say are the main differences between, like, you've obviously been in Dublin a shitload and obviously born and raised in Mayo. What would you say would be the differences? Like, talk me through, you walk into a typical pub in Mayo, like, talk me through that versus walking to a typical pub in Dublin City.
Well, you know, like when you go to the kind of suburbs of Dublin, it's the same thing nearly. Like if you go to
even the likes of this, like this is just normal crack.
Feels like an old man pub, they call it, you know. So it's the same thing. I was actually in a pub last night and they didn't take card. I was in Castlebar.
Oh,
and it was.
Now you're talking.
I kind of like that too, though. You know, they had a fire on, and then we went next door. There was trad music on.
Right.
And there was just 3 lads sitting in the corner just playing trad music. Sorry. Yeah. And they were just kind of like drinking pints. And there was one lad in the middle of the pub, and he stood up to sing a couple of songs, and it was just nice, you know. And like, I love the pub, and so no matter where it is, I like it.
Do you know with people like I'm not even from Dublin, but I'm going to sound such a city boy. Because it's
where are you from?
I'm from Ashburn and Meath.
Okay, yeah.
But it's right on the border of Dublin.
Gotcha.
But there's not many pubs around Ashburn where someone would just start singing. And I've always wondered, like, do they need to get permission? Or do they just go for it? Or do they have to earn respect over the years? Like, you can't just rock in. Like, who can just start singing and who
I'd say
told to shut up?
Well, that's the thing is, any lad that's singing, you can be guaranteed he drinks plenty of pints because he's in that pub a good bit.
Yeah, fair.
A lot of the songs he's singing, they seem like they're drink-related songs.
Oh, of course, yeah.
But I don't know, it's like the bog as well. Like, you know, the further closer to Dublin you come, it's almost like, because Dublin is like the biggest city and it's changing all the time. Maybe the further you get away from Dublin, the more it becomes kind of like the old Ireland, you know? Even though there are some great pubs like around Mountjoy Square and that.
Yeah, I think even like the further...
It's a very random statement. I should live up that way, that's why I'm saying that.
Well, like the further you get out, but I think once you get to a certain point,
yeah,
like it's not as if like somewhere in the middle of fucking Offaly is going to be the same as somewhere in like Kerry or something. It's like once you get certain distance from Dublin, then it's kind of like that sort of crack. And then how would you describe, from your point of view, a typical walking into a Dublin bar?
Well, the bars I'd go to in Dublin would be the likes of Fibbers or somewhere like that, you know.
Fibber
McGee's.
Yeah.
Or no, sorry, I think it's just called Fibbers. The Fibber McGee's in Galway.
I always get them mixed up.
Fibbers is the one on, what's the name of that street there? You know, O'Connell Street, and you go right. What's that street? Top of O'Connell Street there.
Fucking Abbey Street?
No, it's not Abbey Street, it's up a few more.
Just before the bridge?
It's the far, do you know, like you have
Henry
like,
Street.
we'll just say that that's a spire there, right?
Yeah.
And just say that this is,
Some fucking map.
this is the Liffey, right? This is the Liffey River.
Yeah.
And then up here, I'm trying to remember
That
where
would be
the
sort of Abbey Street, no?
So then up the top of the street, and then here, right? It's not Abbey Street, no.
Is it
Dominic Street?
Dominic Street?
Dominic Street Upper.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, Dominic Street Upper.
I'm so bad with
It's a great pub.
street names.
Yeah, I'm terrible too.
McGee's.
Fibbers.
Fibbers.
That's Fibbers, yeah. Fibber
You walk
McGee's.
in and you're like...
Yeah, they're so
like,
sound.
Mr. Colgan, Mr. Colgan.
Yeah, please, what can I do for you, sir?
What can I do for you?
Get me a Guinness quick. I know, but...
Actually, it's Middix.
I'll probably go there tonight for a few pints,
Yeah.
but... So I like those kind of pubs, you know. I just enjoy the pubs where you can actually hear each other talking.
Yeah.
The only kind of pub I don't like is when the music is too loud, but that's because I'm 38 and I'm probably getting a bit old, you know.
No, I'm fucking completely... Since I was probably about 25, it's like a switch just went.
Yeah, it makes no
And you're
sense.
just
Like,
sitting there and you're just like... But it's funny, even when you're a young lad and you'd be in one of the lads' houses, you'd just be blasting the music.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
It just keeps turning up and you're just sitting here like
Yeah.
a foot away from each other, roaring at each other.
Yeah, yeah.
But you just want the music loud. And
That's
then
it,
as
you
you get
know.
older, you're just like, well, I don't really fancy screaming
nah.
all night.
And like it makes you drink more as well because you're like, I can't hear what they're saying, so I know how to improve the conversation. I'll drink more.
Yeah.
And then you end up getting
you're
blotto.
fucking spitting all over. It's something I've always not struggled with, but like because I'm always doing content when I have I sound like such an alcohol, but like I've been doing my videos and you're constantly drinking. It's actually kind of like you do find it kind of a bit like that sometimes.
Oh, you start like slurring your words, like.
Not slurring, but just sort of not because you're drunk, but just because you're constantly having like
Yeah.
fluid in your mouth.
Oh yeah. Hey.
Fucking spitting it up. But talk to me
Yeah,
about
I know what you mean
your
though.
mate Dana White.
My good friend Dano, yeah, he's a
Dano
man for
White.
he likes the Guinness.
What the fuck? So you commented on his. You can tell the story.
Well, I for years, like I love UFC, and I would love to watch lads fighting in cages. I genuinely like it. You know, I actually thought I liked it as a joke, but I actually genuinely like
Get
it.
in.
Why would you? Yeah, I've been in actually.
Have you?
Yeah, I've been in, but I got out pretty quick as well. Got out before the
Tell
going
me
got
about
tough.
that first.
Just a couple of lads. They were like, I think they were like Russian dudes. They were kind of had American blood.
Sounds very official.
Just
Sure, this
like,
was an episode of fucking.
oh, maybe it was actually. Yeah, now that I think about it. But anyways, going back to me good old dear friend Dana White, who I've known for quite a while. It's like a one-way friendship, you
You
know.
calling him Dana to like?
Dana, no
to-
Dana.
I thought you were like trying to take
Like the
piss.
singer. No. It's
Dana,
like,
yeah.
like the singer.
Dana
Because
White.
anytime I hear the singer, I like
Yeah,
Dana,
yeah.
the singer. So
Yeah.
she reminds me of Dana White.
Yeah.
So he calls himself Dana, but that's something I don't agree with him on.
If you
But
ever met him,
anyway,
you'd have to say that.
oh yeah,
How are you,
big time.
Dana?
Big time.
You were named after. You're named after a fine singer. The young fucking
Passing
20-year-olds
over a
watching
CD.
this to be like, what the
Who the
fuck
fuck
are
is
they?
Dana? Check out Dana. She won the
Dana,
Eurovision.
some tunes.
But so I just comment on his stuff because I like to see what he's up to and
Yeah.
what he's doing, and sometimes I just throw in like something.
But this was sort of kind of serious, and were you kind of taking a piss? Or what did he post and what did you say?
He posted something. Let me think now what he posted. Oh, he posted something about a VR set,
Right.
and like
About working out with it or something.
he was working out. You can work out with this VR set, and Dana White obviously is in very good shape now, and he's in his 50s. So like people were probably like, oh, I've got to get that because it's working out for Dana.
Yeah.
So
Dana.
weeks ago he was hanging out with Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
And Zuckerberg apparently bought out the UFC venue, like so that none of the fans could go. He denied it, but that's the fact.
To just sit there by himself?
He was just there on his own. Himself and the wife were there, and they had the venue to themselves. And lads were fighting And there was a bit of talk about why Dana White let him do that, you know.
Yeah.
So then I commented to Dana White. I said to him, I said, what's this going to do to the kids, you know, of the future? Because kids are our future. And just see what he'd say about that. And then he got really aggressive and he got really mad. And then I thought, he got so mad that actually it proved another point. I think he could be on steroids.
Right.
Because he had steroid rage in a few of the comments.
But I saw then he commented, being like, you moron or you idiot or whatever it is.
You goofball. Yeah.
But also then I was reading through it, because whenever someone as big as him replies to a comment, then there's like 500 comments under that one.
Oh yeah.
So you can go in.
Yeah.
And I was scrolling down. He said, I presume you saw it, he said something like, just realised this guy is actually a comedian. Basically sort of saying, obviously he's not being serious then.
Yeah, something like that, yeah. Because somebody had said that this lad's just a messer, like, you know.
So you were just trolling, having a crack.
I was just trolling, just throwing a curveball out there. I didn't want to get him riled up, but I just wanted to get his attention, like, because, I mean, like, I always write on people's profiles like Jennifer Lopez, Kim Kardashian, Joe Rogan, and Dana White. Those four.
So random.
Yeah, I know, so random. Dana White's the only one that got back to me. I'm still trying to get, Beyonce's as well, and Solange. So I always just comment on their stuff because I want to.
I'll get back to you. All right.
I just like the idea of them on their phone in a massive house in America going, "Who's this fucking clown?"
They wouldn't have a fucking clue.
No, they
what
wouldn't
you're on
know.
about.
But then it's the pettiness of me being in a small cottage in the west of Ireland, and it's cold, you know, it's raining, and I'm like, so it's a small bit of trolling, but it's meant to be just for a bit of fun more than anything, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm putting it on record now. I do like Dana White.
Beyonce, Kim K, if you're looking, they actually do watch, though.
They do watch.
They mightn't see this one. They mightn't see this one, but they do tune in.
They're some of your biggest viewers.
Yeah.
You're heading over to States soon, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
When this comes out, I will be probably in the air.
Okay.
Yeah, so Tuesday.
You're heading to where?
The Big Apple Boy.
Oh, lovely.
I was in LA last year.
I've seen the videos, they're brilliant,
This year. But New York will be a whole different kettle of fish.
Yeah.
It's a proper good Irish bars.
Yeah.
Irish. I mean, they don't have to be Irish, but it's just, you know, the whole Irish connection with the Guinness.
Where will you go to? Woodlawn or anywhere?
Well, do you want to? Are you happy enough with the one?
I'll have another one. If you don't mind.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, no, I'll get it.
No,
I'll get it.
Sit down.
You sure? Cheers. Works every time.
Well, you're in a very esteemed club. You're, I think, only the second guest that I've ever had 2 pints with.
Oh, really? Okay.
And because you fucking sucked her down. It's gas. Some lads, because I'm not going to tell. I don't at the start say,
slow down.
drink it at this pace.
Of course, yeah.
Like, I would drink it slow enough, and like sometimes I've done 40 minutes and they're only about that much, and the thing is fucking manky looking.
They don't actually
It's absolutely rotten looking.
I'd say you had no problem getting Cowboy to drink a pint as well.
Oh my god, yeah. You go to about 40 with him.
Yeah, he's no more than myself. He's like a suck calf for the pints.
That's on. Give me a 1-2 on.
1-2.
I think, what was it? Huh? How do I say 1-2? Right, we go again, lad.
Does it matter where they are?
What do you mean?
As in, like, does it matter the how much we've had for the podcast? Will this like continuity? Will it affect it?
No, it's just this is our second pint.
Oh, lovely. Okay, lovely. Cheers.
They're actually even better than ours. Well, mine.
I was watching
That's a fucking
something.
unbelievable pint.
Oh, it's nice. It's very good. I was watching something there on YouTube. It was about how to drink responsibly, and it said the first pint is the most important pint.
Right.
Because you're meant to just drink it like, as in, think about it and drink it very slowly and just like.
Fuck that.
Don't be. Yeah, but you're like the last one we drank it like 2 minutes.
That doesn't come into it with Guinness.
I always forget as well. Yeah.
Guinness, the first one is you did it right.
Yeah.
The first one has to be gulped.
It has to
That's
be.
the problem with this podcast. I'm trying to not have 10 pints per episode. You know what I mean? But
It's impossible not to though.
yeah.
Because the more pints you have, the more content you have.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the dangerous world of social
Keep
media.
it rolling, lads. Right, we were talking off camera, off air.
That's right, we were, yeah.
About like you were kind of saying, "Geez, this is the perfect gig," and the pints and all. And I was like, "Well, like it always kind of looks. It's like the whole grass is always green."
Yeah, yes,
and
the
it's like
illusion.
people would look at you, and go, "Ah, sure, he's just making the odd video, and he must be happy out." And then you're telling me you're having existential crisis. I was like, "I'm the same." I'm like,
Yeah.
What, like, I'm going to run out of Guinness content. I don't
Yeah,
want to drink
yeah.
Guinness all my life. Am I too deep in it now? Like, am I only ever going to be known as
Jeez, I would
Guinness
never
Guru?
get that from looking at the videos.
Good.
Because it seems it's very. It's almost like your trajectory seems like it's going on.
Yeah,
not
but then
just
you hope to fucking, if you expand, that people will go along with it. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely.
And not be like,
Yeah.
stick the Guinness, you can't.
And the thing about social media is you always have to feel like you've got to put up stuff all the time. That's the worst
100%.
thing.
Yeah, the
You
pressure.
nearly as well to step back a small bit and just say, what do I want to do? And then do
They
it
should
at
be
your own
feeling
pace.
sorry for us.
They should.
you know what I mean?
I
Like-
mean, we're suffering here.
They give us shite. We're just trying to influence, like.
This is the hardest job in the world.
I know.
I didn't see anyone out clapping for us during lockdown.
I know.
Social media
I know,
influencers.
like, this is so fucking hard. It's just unbelievable.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway,
What are we saying there now?
oh, there's the camera there. But yeah, so do you be like, do you know, like, fucking next year, this and that, or do you just go with the flow, like?
Oh well, I've gone through all the different types there.
Yeah.
Like I've wrote like.
Just a circle, is it?
Well, I've done like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, exactly what I was going to do every hour of the day. And then when the day comes, I'm like, I don't want to be formulaic about my life, you know?
Yeah.
I want to kind of enjoy it a bit too. So I've gone through the phase of like always trying to plan everything I do. And then I've gone the opposite of like, when I wake up in the morning, I just, whatever happens, whatever I'll do, I'll do.
Yeah.
If I want to do a video, I'll do a video. And if I want to just, do a bit of writing or whatever. I think there's something for me in the middle, has to work somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, I mean,
I need a bit of structure in my life, but not too much.
Cliche, but it is all about balance. So I'm kind of in that mode now where I'm like planning out every minute, but it's like there's only so much you can do. But then if you could rub your crystal ball and some man for rubbing balls. I was like, there's a joke in there.
Don't worry, I thought about it.
Rub what? And say this time next year, would you be like, I wish all this stuff would happen, or would you just be like, fuck it, just keep the same?
They always say like you should have your goal down the line, and like that'll make it easier for your whatever you're doing now. But I don't know what I want to do. I never knew what I wanted to do in my life, so it's a bit frustrating in that sense.
Pre-Hardy Books, were you like, acting, comedy, that'd be great, or was it just
No.
totally
It was just like
Eddie being like, this is my next project?
It was kind of well, when I was working lifestyle sports, and a lot of my family, they all went to college, but I was like, I don't know, I don't want to go to college because I don't really like school and all this stuff. And then, but I always like to make people laugh, so kind of I happened to that by accident. But no, I don't really know what I want to do next year, but I do know now that I just want to make people happy, make them laugh, and make them enjoy life a bit more by watching whatever content I make. And that's it. I don't care anything else. And I'm not just saying that, like.
Yeah. Make sure that camera's on.
That was recording, yeah. No, but just like his life it's like if you listen to the news or fucking even social media, it gets very heavy. It's like
no, it's the best way to look at it, especially if you're in the sort of comedy realm. Is like you're just trying to fucking cheer people
exactly.
up.
It's
or
not
even,
the end of the day.
Same with my stuff. You have to. I think when you start off, you're thinking, I'm gonna get all these followers and they're gonna love me.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
you realise, like, I think we're about on around 100,000 on Instagram, sort of mark, and it's like you need to realise that out of those 100,000, there's probably about maybe 40, 50 people who fucking love you.
Yeah.
And then there's probably a
rest hate
few
you.
who really like you, and then there's probably 99,000 who are just like they just clicked follow for the crack, and they probably
it could be. They might have liked one video of yours.
Yeah, but like what I'm trying to say is, it's like all you're trying to do is, if someone watches you for 5 minutes a week while they're taking a shite or having their lunch, that's brilliant.
Exactly.
Like, that's because that's better than them not watching it.
And there's so much content out there that it's hard to get time to watch anything. Yeah, for sure.
So if they're actually going out to watch, and if they're doing it consistently, if they're watching something you post once a week or even once a month, they tune in, like that's brilliant. And that's what I would say to any young content creators out there. It's not about getting people to love you and be obsessed with you, like.
No, definitely not. No, it's not. The numbers is the worst thing, because it's like a popularity contest, and it kind of goes back to school. Then it's like, who's the
and you can get like a shout out or something, you can shoot up, and then you're like, and then you get that adrenaline rush, and then
you start thinking you're like
fucking doesn't grow for a year.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh Jesus! But then if you told yourself a year ago where you were, you'd be like, and all this crap.
Sometimes I've seen my numbers, like, and it might drop by and I'm like, oh no, people have started to dislike me now. Oh, fuck, I'm gone. Yeah, I might move to France.
I know. I honestly, something I never realised was, like, people are flat out unfollowing you.
Yeah.
Like when you go on the
I won't look at that shit.
The insights and analytics and all that shit, like it'll only mess with your fucking head. But it'll be like if you gained, even if you were on a roll and you gained like 1,000 followers in a week, you've probably gained like 1,300 and lost 300.
Completely.
And you're like, where the
yeah,
fuck
definitely.
is
Yeah,
300 people
yeah, for
probably?
sure. But then again, you probably do the same thing yourself. That's what you have to realize.
know,
That like
yeah.
you might be like, I'm sick of this.
I know,
Or I might close my account and then you probably lose
just can't take it personally.
You have to develop a very thick skin, or else you'll be crying into the pillow, like, you know. But like any job, has got its ups and downs. So like, you can't be so like precious about followers, because everyone's got different things going on in their life, and they might just get sick of looking at you.
Yeah.
You know, and they might just want to do their own thing.
I'm at now, where I'm like,
But you got 100,000 quick, real quick.
went all right now.
Yeah, you got quick.
And the mad thing
you were
is
like a man driving a Dodge Viper down the bypass. You're coming quick up the.
But fucking, I felt like driving a fucking cement truck at the start. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, it was, well, especially YouTube. Like it's funny. The thing I'm probably most proud of, like, I've loaded TikTok and all, but that just blew up, and Instagram was like 100,000. But I'm trying to get up to the 50,000 on YouTube.
That's decent.
That's probably what I'm most proud of.
Yeah, that's really good, man.
I've been so consistent with the YouTube, like two, 3 videos, maybe average 1.5, 2 videos a week for 3-4 years.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
That's really
around
good.
one fucking thing. Mm-hmm. And to build that, I think, is the best thing. But I always tell people, the YouTube took 3 months, and I was consistent for the first 3 months to get to 100 subscribers.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
but the
I
growth
would
then
say-
is exponential, then, isn't it? Like,
It's McGregor. What's he at these days?
he's over in
don't know.
America, I think. He's
he
training
fighting
to
or what?
fight. Yeah, he's going to fight Nate Diaz for like a third. This is. I have a few contacts in the UFC. I didn't even want to bring it up, but
Oh,
he's going to fight Nate Diaz in a.
basically you're
Tag
Conor
team.
McGregor's best mate.
Well, yeah, we have each other in speed dial.
Hold on, repeat what you just said there.
He's going to be fighting Nate Diaz in like a tag team. They're trying to work in this new concept.
UFC?
Yeah, with like, it's like a Russian concept where it's like, instead of having 2 fighters, they're going to have 4.
Holy fuck!
Yeah.
Like wrestling.
Like wrestling, exactly. Yeah. So like just tag. McGregor is going to be doing it, I think, with Owen Roddy, and then I think he's going to get Nate Diaz and Ben Askren or something like that.
And anyone could be fighting.
Anyone
each
can
other.
fight whatever you want to do. Yeah.
That is actually fucking class.
And Dana White's going to ref it as well. So
I don't know if you're taking the piss.
I am.
You're fucking bollocks. That would
you
be
were with me.
class.
I mean, I want to patent that and go to Dragon's Den with that.
Yeah.
You've seen UFC.
Why not?
2 lads. How about 4 lads? Or
Honestly,
ladies.
that-
You know, it's all.
And tell me this. This is do you know you just have these ridiculous sort of hypotheticals that you and the lads would come up with. One thing me and my lads, we always kind of say, like, how many rounds? So what I'm going to ask you is, let's say McGregor is sparring,
Yeah.
like, and he's sparring, or in a proper fucking fight, like.
Yeah.
How many rounds would he have to go with someone good, but he obviously doesn't get knocked out? How many rounds would he have to go before you could step in and beat him? It's a good one, isn't it?
That's a great question.
You know, he used to say with
Jesus.
Anthony
I
Joshua.
didn't know where that was
like
going.
Probably about 60,000.
Oh, fuck.
Because there's going to be a stage where you would be able to beat him.
Probably
you'd be
with-
so tired.
Yeah.
But how many rounds would it be? What's the UFC is 5 rounds of. Is it 5 minutes?
It depends. If it's for a belt, I think it's 5 rounds. But if it's
5 rounds
just
of
2 lads fighting,
the
it's 3 rounds.
5-minute rounds is fucking
Oh, man.
bizarre. And actually, after 5 seconds,
I went to SBG in Dublin before, like
Yeah.
in Exchequer Street, where it's closed now. But I remember I was wrestling this rugby lad, and he was kind of bigger than me. But I also like I was doing kettlebell at the time, so we were roughly around the same strength. You know?
Right.
So we were wrestling for ages. But then it got to a point where the two of us were just on the ground, kind of holding each other.
Yeah,
we didn't know how to do the finishing moves, you know. So we were just hugging, and then it was
choke
just like,
slam
"Do you
and
wanna
the
stop?"
pedigree and all.
I wish. Put the head
I'll
between my
choke
legs.
slam you and you fucking stone cold stunner me. But no, honestly, how many rounds did you think?
I would say.
So 5-minute rounds.
I'd say no, 2 or 3. I'd say.
Bollocks.
Last round I get in there just like
Bollocks. You honestly think that?
just a couple of jabs to get him down.
You're a confident man. I thought you were going to
heels
say
down.
about 40.
Nah, no. For me, nah.
2 or 3 rounds?
2, man.
He's beating people in like, he's gone 5 rounds.
Yeah, but like I mean, I have the drink power as well. That's a different kind of power, you know.
So you'd have a few.
I did a few ales beforehand, and then there's like this kind of karate that's from China, I think, and it's like drunken karate. It's called.
Right.
So like you do the movements of a drunk person, but then you throw a punch at the end.
Another made up Owen Colgan
No,
story.
that's truth. That's truth.
3 rounds, that's just fucking...
Yeah, 3 or 4, depends. I mean, it depends on if I've been training as well. Could be 2.
Right now.
This is my training.
1 round. Right, we'll finish with a bit of quick fire. Actually, no, I wanted to ask you, if you owned a pub, what would it look like? What would be the setup?
Oh, Jesus, that's a good question. It'd be cosy.
Where's the location? And fuck all the rent, all that bollocks stuff, wherever you want.
That is a fucking great question. Where would I have a pub if I could have anywhere at all? I'd say... you see, you want to be close to home, but you don't want to be too close, because if you're getting really pissed, you don't want anyone like kind of knowing you, because if you're going to be kind of like talking shit.
So I love how you haven't gone down the route of it's a business. Your route is just, I'm going to be sitting there drinking getting pissed all day.
Cheers,
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'd say it'd definitely be in Mayo. Do you know where it'd be? It'd be in Belmullet.
Is Belmullet, is Cairn Golf Club there? Is it on the very coast?
Yeah. Belmullet.
Belmullet.
And I'd have it nice and cozy, and I'd never have any mirrors in there, and I'd have like kind of like a darkish enough
Don't
light.
be looking at yourself.
No, I don't like them. I don't like how I look with bright lights. And then I'd have like kind of little snug areas where you could chill out. Music would be kind of low, and then it'd just be like...
What sort of music?
Just kind of casual, sort of like, rebel music.
Grand.
And
Casual.
just like
rebel
90s,
music.
90s kind of music as well, 90s
Yeah,
rock.
yeah.
I like a bit of Alanis Morissette. And then just like kind of like chilled out kind of stuff where people go there not to be judged, but just to chill out.
I feel you'd close it at like 10 o'clock. How
No,
the
no.
fuck? And what would you call it? You're on the spot now.
The sup.
The sup.
The sup, maybe, yeah.
Good.
Not bad. No,
I
that
always
came off the
find
top
when
of
you
the dome.
see like comedians get put on the... That's how I judge a good comedian, when they get put on the spot, because I find there's comedians who are good at like writing stuff and doing a whole show based on what they've written, and then there's lads like yourself who are just kind of on the spot. And for me, that's a real comedian.
I'll take that, man.
Finish with quick fire, right?
Yep.
Favorite comedy movie ever?
The Big Lebowski.
The Big Lebowski. Seen it, don't think I concentrated enough, because it does get a lot of...
Yeah, because a lot of love.
People love it, so I must watch it again. Who would win the fight, you or Cowboy?
I would say he probably said it would be a draw, but I would say a win for me.
Yeah, well, if you're going in after 3 rounds with McGregor and you're not backing yourself against fucking Cowboy, then there's something wrong.
It'd be a draw. I'd say.
Draw me hole. You'd bait the shite out of him. Charity boxing match. Set it up.
I'm after you, Cowboy.
Do you prefer live shows or making sketches?
Making videos, yeah. Because
Making videos.
Well, no, I like the live shows because I can see the people there and I can talk
Yeah.
to them, and I love that. But it's just I feel kind of vulnerable too,
Yeah, bit of nervousness.
Yeah, it's kind of like I just like feel like I'm never good enough for that kind of stuff. So I prefer the videos.
Fair enough. What's your favourite pub snack?
Bacon fries.
And I've kind of
scampi
taken
fries.
this a bit further to say you can't pick bacon fries. No, you said scampi fries.
Scampi fries.
What's
yeah.
the best crisp then? You're in a pub, you've just
know-
shucked. You've just had 2 of them. You had the lunch, but you don't have any plans to have dinner
I know.
because you're like...
You want
"I'm
something
not
to kinda
fucking-"
keep you propped up.
Yeah, what we...
I'd like to say King Crisps,
King crisp.
Yeah, I know.
that's quite, it is kind of the... You don't really get them... I wouldn't never buy them in a shop, but they're kind of the iconic pub crisp.
They are,
aren't they?
and they're kind of like, they give you just that bit of like,
Swordfish.
you normally have the tato, so then when you go for the King, you're like, oh, this is different.
Yeah.
And you feel like you're living a different experience,
Very cultural.
I like them. I do like them, yeah. I like to smash them with my fist and then like just pour them onto my chest.
It's meant to smash with your fist.
Just to give myself a bit of... And tell me this, where would you open up a pub if you had a choice?
Oh, fuck. Like, people always ask me would I open my own pub. It doesn't really interest me, so I'd open one just to drink in.
Yeah.
Pay people to run it.
Yeah.
And then just to drink in it, so then that comes to where do I think I'm going to be planning on living?
It's nice to be able to see the ocean, I think, when you're drinking pints as well. Or like,
100%. Like, I'm living kind of North Dublin, oceany now. Just anywhere around there.
what would you call it then?
See, I'm not a comedian, so I don't have the...
No, it doesn't have to be a funny name, like, it could
I
be
would call it
Domage. The Domage Inn.
Domage HQ.
I like it. Oh yeah, man, that you
The
clean up.
Domage Inn. The Domage Inn.
That could be like your 10-year plan.
Yeah. And only Guinness. Also, I see you're doing that, you're swirling it. I never do that, but a lot of my mates do that.
I just want to get those last bits around the side,
That's actually a good shout because...
It brings in the cream as well.
Yeah. I never even like that's the funny. Like Guinness Guru, what kind of a fucking guru am I?
Hey man,
I
listen,
didn't
give me
even-
the channel. Give me
like,
your
there's
channel.
nothing there. But when you do that without swirling it, you have the head and you're like,
I mean, if you get-
and then you try to drink it and it's just like
It won't come
you're
out.
there for ages.
That's it, you see.
Yeah.
But if you give that to a cat, he'd lick it like because that's lovely stuff in there. you know?
Yeah. And you're getting your money's worth. Which is
Oh, big time, yeah.
Right. Owen Colgan, what a pleasure
Yeah,
finally
absolutely.
meeting in
Big time,
person.
man. Thanks
So,
for having me
man.
on your show.
Brilliant. Oh, I like that.
that right?
Exit you did.
I don't know. I thought that was part of it.
That was.